What's up, guys? I'm back again. This time, I'm going to talk about here's 10 critical questions for a small business owner to ask yourself. But before I go into this, I am a business owner. I have done all this. I'm a small business owner. And before anything, I am not your business partner. I am not your consultant. I'm not your advisor. So please take everything I say as a grain of sand. And this is just for YouTube and YouTube entertainment. So here are 10 critical questions for small business owners. Question one: what problem does your business solve? So, why does it matter you have to solve a problem? Well, if you're not solving a problem, you are the problem. That's how it works. There's not a real neutral area. Either you're causing the problem or you're fixing a problem. And if you're going into business, you want to be the person fixing the problem because that's who gets paid. If you cause the problem, you pay to fix the problem. So you want to be a problem solver company. And to nail down it before you practice your business idea is, who are you helping? Are you helping the average person? Are you helping hospitals? Are you helping dog owners? Who are you helping? You have to help solve a problem. And it could be any problem. But the main portion of knowing it is why does it matter? Why would you want to do business if you don't know what you're doing? You need to fix a problem. If it could be any problem, but that's your business. It's you solving someone's problem. Number two is, how does your business generate income? Do you do service work? Do you sell items? Do you consult? How do you bring in money? And it matters because each one can bring a different amount. Merchandise is, you can drop ship it, um you can purchase it and then resell it for more. There's all different ways. You can consult, which if you consult, then you have to be a professional and you have to prove yourself to be worthy of consulting to people. If you're just fixing people's problem, it's the easiest way to do income. If you go somewhere and fix their door, you can charge them to fix their door. That's pretty simple there. Now, number three is, which part of your business is not profitable? Yes, you heard me. There are some business portion that will not be profitable. Every business will have it. Why does it matter? It's because you're limiting your resources. You don't want to limit your resources. That's a big no-no. And how you do is, how do you figure it out? Is you just look at your income statement and see what's your profit and loss and where you're losing money at. Number four is your business cash flow positive? If it's not, then you need to fix that, because that means you need to go out and make more sales and or offer a solution to it. It's like, hey, I need to borrow money. Well, don't borrow money to do your business because they're going to charge you interest on it. If you're selling stuff and your margin's only one, like 30%, and your interest is 20%, you're making 10% on the dollar, which $100, you make $10 from borrowing it. And that's if they pay on time. And there's a lot of business where people do not pay on time. I'm struggling with that now. People don't want to pay on time. Number five, what's your price and what's your strategy? Because the reason why I say this, the price point matters, but you don't want to drop the market and do a race towards the bottom. If you're the company that goes in and undercut everyone, it's going to bite you in the butt eventually, because someone's going to undercut you. But then your quality starts slipping. My company, I always try to go for quality and not worry about the pricing, because people will come back for quality work. But If you're cheap and your labor end up being cheap, they're going to replace you with someone who's cheaper that might have better quality. So if you start with quality, you can demand what you want. If the people don't want to buy from you, then either your price is too high or you don't have the right customer. It's one or the other. Now, how effectively do employees generate revenue? It's the next one. The reason why I say this is every employee is either a positive or negative in the book. So I give you an example. If you have a warehouse worker and he works for $15 an hour, but he produces $30 an hour with the work. How does he do that? By either cleaning, shipping stuff out, XYZ, because it's saving someone time and money. So from his job that he's doing, he makes $30 an hour. So you make $15 an hour just like that person did. So every hour he works, that person, the owner will make $15 and that person will make $15. Is it fair? I don't know. You're not the one at risk, and I'm pretty sure they're giving you health insurance and everything like that. So you have to review it and really think how much each employee brings in. At the end of the day, it's a business, and it's not friendship. Business, you have to figure out, hey, if this person's worth $25 and he's only doing $10 worth of service work a day, well, he's not worth it anymore. That's the issue. You have to always balance everything out. And number 7, how many customers come back to you? Or what is your customer retention rate? You can always get new customers, but if you keep losing your customer because you're lost track of time, your quality slipping, your price point is shitty, there's a lot of different things. So you have to get the average and figure out, hey, this is the baseline and this is where I'm not moving. If you keep jumping around everywhere, keep trying to win business, it might not work out that way. They're going to leave either way if they're the customer that always look for cheaper. And number 8, will your customer refer you to other customers? Because marketing is very expensive. Advertisement is very expensive. So the best way to get word out of your company is word of mouth. Customer referring you to another customer. I go to a doctor, I tell him I can do this job, I do a good job. He refers me to another doctor to do more work for him, right? That's how it works. The same thing with electricians, same thing with plumbers, same thing with people who fix your house, same thing with any service industry. People will refer you if you do that good of a job. And people generally refer me. I don't advertise my companies. Who are your most valuable customers? There's only a handful of customers that pays majority of your bills. So you always have to make sure you take care of the customers. And like I said, 90% of your money comes from 10% of your business. And then number 10, is your social media strategy effective? Because social media is another way to get out there. It's not as popular in most of my field, but in social media will get you some business. That's just how life works. Now, those are the 10 questions you need to ask yourself as a small business owner to see why you're growing or not. So my take on this is, if you're going to start a business, you got to know it's going to suck. It really is going to suck. Because if you are an engineer that's making $150,000 a year, you know what curve you had to pass to even get to that $150,000 a year to replace your salary? Or let's say you are a janitor, right? And you're making $15 or $10 an hour. Let's say $15 an hour. But then how much is that? That's about $30,000 a year. But then you start a side hustle that makes $40,000 a year. Well, that replaces your income. So you easily replace your income that way if you're starting with a lower level job or career. Now, if you are a high level profession, those jobs are actually really hard to make money in because your income's already so high. So you have to pay people a high income. So then you have to bill people higher. But people don't want those high bills. So a lot of companies with the higher professional, they they lose it because the curve to get into the business and maintain it, it's a lot harder. Making $40,000 as a side hustle is easy compared to making $150,000 as a side hustle. So you have to figure out the best business model if you're trying to replace your income. Because as an engineer, the average I talked about was about 80K. Well, I need to make 90 or 100K to replace my income. So as a business owner, you have to be like, okay, I need to make a minimum of 100K. Well, I also have employees. I also have to pay for the warehouse. So at the end of the day, your business can bring, let's say, $400,000 a year. But after all the expenses and everything's done, you only make 10K a year. It's possible. It happens. It happens. I see it in the shrimping industry where they'll go out, and diesel prices go up. They come back and they have to fill up the boat, and it's $100,000 to fill up the boat, and you only brought in 150,000. Well, of shrimp. Well, you made 50,000. You think, right? Wrong. You have to pay your employees, and they get a percentage of it. So if they have to pay an employee, how much do the owner of the boat will walk away with if they brought that much in? Maybe 5,000, sometimes maybe 20,000 of the if you're the owner. If you're operating it, you get more money. But I'm talking about being an owner and not putting your hands on anything. So if you're the owner, you got some expenses. So their income looks larger, but reality might hit you and find out, hey, I got a $500,000 gross revenue, but my operating expense is 550,000. Well, now you got a good income, but reality, you're negative 50,000 a year. That's not a good income. So gross wise, it looks good. If you don't know what gross, it's just all the income coming in before expenses. So after expenses is what you want to know. What is your cash flow and what's your profit? If you're profiting and pocketing $100,000 a year, yeah, you can replace your job real easy. But that's the hurdle for small business owner. If you want to replace your job, you have to make more than your current job. And as a engineer, it's really hard to keep finding work to pay that. That's the issue with freelancing as an engineer. Now, if you can do part time, you can make $20,000, $30,000 a year, but that's not going to replace your income. You see? Now, this is the reason why I discussed the 10 facts you have to know about small business. Because if you're only making $30,000, $40,000 a year, it's easier to replace than $100,000, $200,000 a year engineering salary or doctor salary. So that's my 2 cents. Like, subscribe, comment down below. All right. Thanks. Later.